Mike, as we get ready to approach free agency, we've got more money than we've ever had. Mike, we've got to make a splash. We've got to make a splash.
In free agency first?
Absolutely.
All right.
The reason is because you guys want to get excited about this football team? Go get me a splash and make it a notable name, a brand name like Javon Hargrave, or go get a Jesse Bates. Mike, we've got to make a splash, and we've got to do it day one. And the reason why is because we hadn't done it. Matter of fact, Mike and I will tell you the last time we did do it, and we were collaborators for this, we were saying to our audience and saying to the Falcons, go sign Alex Mack. They did. It's the last time we've made a splash in free agency.
And we barely had enough money to pull that move off, if you remember back in 2016. And they did, and it was huge because we needed the center of the line. He was the anchor, and you guys, the rest of his history, should have won a Super Bowl and should have maybe gone to another one. So now you got a couple of holes. But you're right, man. If you want to start with Hargrave.
Day one.
Yeah, I'm down.
We're not waiting.
No, I'm down with that. And then we go to the playoffs. But what about James Bradbury? I know everyone's going to be talking about the hold in the Super Bowl.
Give me a splash. I love it.
That's a dude who is considered one of the top free agents. He's 30 years of age. He's got big-time experience. You put him over A.J. Terrell, and you're ready to rock and roll. You already mentioned Jesse Bates. You can talk about, unfortunately, Deron Payne, as we love that idea. Yeah, maybe things come to nothing with the Commanders and he gets back on the market. Not likely, but Hargrave would be the guy at tackle.
Now, there's only one guy, and one guy only, that I don't want. And that's Marcus Davenport. There's only one guy and one guy only that I don't want. But if we're going to do day one,
by the way, I'm still giving you 5-1 odds for interviewing him in August.
Don't tell me that, Mike. I still want day one big things done.
All right.
We have not done this in forever. We finally have some money to spend. Terry Fontenot, give me a splash. Let's go get a guy that can help our football team win. But more importantly, Mike, we are news. We are moving the needle. We haven't done that. Oh, Mike used to say, we're balls on a budget. We can't spend.
No money.
We have no money to spend. We can't spend until 3 weeks until everybody else spends. Right. We have an open checkbook for the first time.
We go get Javon Hargrave.
Let's do it.
And then you put him next to Grady, and it makes everybody else better.
Right now.
And then you go get Arden Key, and now it fixed the pass rush problem. How about that?
That's a splash.
Hargrave and Arden Key, right off the top of my head on the defensive side.
That's a splash. See, we're on the same page.
Yes, and then we go get the best corner money can buy, and if Bradbury's a little too rich. Now, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's more of kind of what Isaiah Oliver does, but he does it really, really well.
Yep.
But, do you feel he could play a straight-up corner on the other side? Maybe. But there's other dudes out there, guys. Jamal Dean is out there from Tampa Bay. There's some other names. But first things first, Hargrave would be my mission number one, goal number one. And he'll be the highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history. Because that's going to be the new market.
And I'm fine with that because we can do it and we need him. 404-741-0929. It's our Solomon Brothers Diamond text line. And when I say splash, I'm talking about guys that can play. Okay? I'm not talking about busters or washed up guys. Marcus. I'm not talking about those kind of guys. I'm talking about guys that can come in here and have an impact. But more importantly, give me one of these top 10 free agents, Mike. We haven't done it.
But here's the problem. See, now we're talking about this thing, and it's fun, and you're right. Everything you've said is accurate. We've got more money. But now I'm going to be my dad when we're driving past the toy store. Dad, can I get a Matchbox car?
What?
We'll see. And here's where it gets real. You're going to bring back Rashaan Evans, right? You're going to bring back Caleb McGarry.
Well, I'm not, but you are.
Chris, we need like a cash register sound effect for this. Well, I'm just saying.
I'm not right now.
I'm not bringing back McGarry. I just think that they may look at the landscape and say, do you want to roll with an offensive tackle in the draft? And get
What's your position right now on McGarry?
No, I don't bring him back.
I don't bring him back either.
But there's nobody better really affordable in the
So you're bringing him back.
All right, let's go.
No. You're on the fence. You're like, I'm not bringing him back.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him. I never bring him back.
You don't want him. There may not be anybody better.
Now we're drafting an offensive tackle with the 8th overall pick.
I'm fine with no. No, we draft an offensive lineman later in the draft. I'm not taking the guy
but he's got to be good enough to start.
I'm still taking a defensive player to get my front solid. I'm not doing that with 8. What are you talking about, Beau?
Well, I don't want to be that guy, but allow me. So you'd rather you want Arden Key over Lorenzo Carter?
I just don't think. I think Arden Key in this defense would be better unless you feel Lorenzo Carter, if we got Hargrave, all of a sudden gets back to being the guy he was supposed to be out of the draft.
Well,
He looks like the prototypical edge rusher, but he just doesn't consistently get to the quarterback.
I would dare to argue they're the same person.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Carter's got 4.5 more sacks in his career than Arden Key does. I think they're the same player. So I think I would keep the guy who's played here, knows the locker room, knows the culture, and has been a leader somewhat of a leader on the team. I think Hargrave makes both those guys better. But the McGarry thing,
don't want him. Can't win with him.
Full disclosure, I work out at the gym with Arden Key's cousin, by the way.
Oh, do you?
You're the Union City kid.
All
Back
good.
to you, Beau.
All good.
So you're his cousin is trying to get you to get him paid. Are you getting a cut of his money if he comes here?
But Lorenzo Carter, yeah, you're right. They are the same guy. But I mean, Lorenzo Carter's also wanting a contract. I mean, you're gonna have to.
No, he didn't do enough for a contract.
No.
He you know what? I'll give either one of them 2 or 3 years, for $12 million over that time span, and I'll guarantee 5 of it.
Okay. Let me tell you something. You can get both if you're doing that deal. All right? Literally, you can get both. If we're gonna rotate guys in and out, give me those guys. I'm cool with it. Now, let's address one of our Twitter followers who said, fellas, I hear you. But I go back, and I got to say, Ray Edwards was a splash.
And he sucked. And he quit.
You got to get the right guys. Just because I'm saying we need a splash and we need to do something on day one when Mike and I roll into the studio at 2 o'clock and the countdown's on to free agency at 4, and we're putting our hands together like this going, hey, Terry Fontenot, make us happy. It doesn't mean that you blow it by picking the wrong guy in free agency. Free agency is as important, guys, if you get it wrong, just like drafting the wrong player. Right. It'll set you back.
And we do have a really mixed bag. And again, past performance is no indication of what Fontenot's going to do. Fontenot was brought here because he was pretty good at picking the good, the middle-of-the-road free agents and the stars when he was part of the personnel department with the Saints. But I'm with you, man. Hey, by the way, one nugget from the Combine, real quick. We'll get back to free agency. A couple guys hit us up thanks to Mayo, who sent us the video of Khalija Kancey. And this is the big defensive tackle from Pitt who is already drawing comparisons to Aaron Donald.
That ain't right.
He is a dude that Chuck Smith is a big fan of, and he is unbelievably ran a 4.67, and this is a dude who's built literally like a Zamboni machine.
Yeah, he was moving. Big fella was moving. Listen, the Aaron Donald complaints or comparisons, I get it because he's a Pitt guy. It's just not fair.
No.
Aaron Donald was so good, they would stop practice at Pitt, okay? Because nobody could block him. Until we start talking about those kinds of things, and then Donald comes in and you're talking about 9 years straight All-Pro.
Right.
Let's slow down.
Then at the very next, if nothing else, he's a bigger Grady Jarrett.
I'm with that. Okay. But I hear the Pitt comparison.
But again, you're going to get more measurables on the defensive lineman. Luca Van Ness is a guy. Everyone's mentioning him with us with the Falcons, so stay tuned. We'll see what these guys do at the Combine.
All right, guys. I'm just letting it be known. I will not accept less.
Oh, by the way,
than a splash this year.
You're going to go get a wide receiver off the tree, or you want to get it out of the barrel? You want to draft a wide receiver, or you want to – because, I mean, there's a lot of retread wide receivers in this free agency class who bounced around.
Rumor is – just let me ask you, Falcon fans. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be traded. Interested?
That takes up too much of my cap. That takes up too – I'd rather pull a rookie out the second round.
And that's how I feel.
Right.
I love D-Hop. But where we currently are, if you're going to start allocating all this money to certain positions, and again, we don't know who our stars are yet. See, this is the deal. When we start talking about paying guys in the future, no disrespect, Kyle Pitts, I hadn't seen enough of it. I hadn't. I'm not paying Kyle Pitts top wide receiver money. He's got to do this for 2 or 3 more years for me. I don't know if Tyler Algier is going to hold up. No disrespect, I love him.
You're going to get another running back. You have to.
But we don't know who our stars are yet. That's why I'm saying. So where are you allocating this money to?
Let me just throw a name at you. DJ Chark. Now, fantasy,
like that?
Kind of an inconsistent fantasy football player, but he is he's an off, sort of the, blow the top off guy. He's got speed. And Drake London's a big-time receiver, but he's more of I don't say possession receiver because he's athletic, but this guy's got more speed. And Chark is one of those guys, he's kind of floating in the top 40 as far as the free agents on most lists, Pro Football Talk and the NFL.com website, for what it's worth.
So this is how I'm thinking about it. We're going to see where Terry Fontenot is. It's Dukes and Baylor Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Mike, I go get one of these burners that I'm watching at the Combine, or I'm going to go to one of their pro days, and we're going to roll, and we're going to bring in a couple of those guys. Because here's the deal. With Pitts in London, whomever you throw into the mix there, right, you're going to be okay. We've got 2 big-time pass catchers, and they're both going to be healthy as we get back to camp and all the things we're waiting on. But I'd go get one of these speedsters, Mike, and like Christian Watson. Like, that was a great pick for the Packers when they picked him.
But that's the thing. We could have gone offensive line or edge rush and then gotten one. See, there were two tiers of wide receivers. You know, there was guys like Pickens from Georgia.
Yep.
And there was that guy you just mentioned, Watson. By the way, NFL Network says McGarry, he wouldn't have qualified for this list had he been a free agent in 22, but he's developed under Smith to be a nasty run blocker. So a lot of teams will be maybe. See, that's another thing. We may get teams that outbid us for McGarry, even if you wanted him. Not that I want him.
I'm not going to overpay for Caleb McGarry. Are you?
No.